Welcome back to Rosie's Garage. And today we are going to be working on trying to get a firewall in here. The main problem with the original is that the engine did not fit without having to modify, and everything's just really tight. The passenger side head was hitting that spot right there. It'll be nice to get this one in here and kind of clean things up. This is where that brake booster originally was, and the other brake booster I have will actually go on the frame underneath the cab. So clean up that area and a few of the holes over there. I have never done one of these before. I'm not a body man nor claim to even know what I'm doing, but the plan is to go along here with the wire wheel and expose where all these pinch welds are at, and then maybe try to center punch it and drill it out, and then use an air chisel if we have to get it all to separate. And on the bottom side here, where it meets up, I don't know if I'll leave just a little strip so that they can kind of lay against each other, and maybe spot weld that together to seal it up there. The sides and the top will be pretty easy because you have this nice lip on here that'll just seat right back in here. But getting that bottom to made up and seal might be interesting. Anyway, we will see how this goes. Let's get started. My goodness, are there a lot of spot welds. Did not realize that there would be this many of them. I got them all cleaned up so I can see where they're at. And took my center punch and so we get to focus. Punched the center of a couple. And you can see here, I took my small drill bit and drilled a little pilot hole there. And then I got some of these spot weld, cutting bit to cut the spot weld out from Harbor Freight. I thought I'd give these a shot. And I did my first one with it. Had to go real slow. Honestly, it took a really long time to get through there. And so I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just grab a bigger 3/8 drill bit, which is the same size as the spot weld drill. And I drilled this one in just no time. So I suppose it'd work good if you're just trying to barely get through one layer, but I think I'm just going to use a 3/8 drill bit and just drill them out all the way along and save a lot of time doing it that way. So I guess I'll keep on rolling. We got all the holes drilled out. So I believe it should be free, up top anyway. I went and measured the new firewall from here down to the bottom to see where that would land. And it actually would extend down here. So, and I want that lip to overlap a little bit. So I took a piece of chalk and I drew my line. I think I'm gonna cut right there to start with. And I know I'm gonna have to go back and trim it up some more, but it'll be a good starting point. I hate to cut too much. So we will get to cutting. Well, that went pretty smooth. What I couldn't get with the grinder, I got with the plasma cutter. So I think the bottom is it's all pretty free as long as we get the top free. We'll see how much of the spot welds I missed, but I think I'm going to come in from the back side and maybe try, oh, wasp nest, try to hammer it back out and see if it comes free. Hate to bend this up too much up here. Wonder if I can get in there with an air chisel. Maybe I need to cut that first too. All right, we're gonna see if we can get that last piece up here broke free with the old air chisel. Nailed it. Here is the old firewall laying on top of the new one. You can see the new one extends down quite a bit lower, but for the most part looks like it should fit. So I might attempt to slide it up in there and see what I'm working with. I can already tell that this slip here is not gonna match up nice with that. I might end up cutting that out, but I'm just gonna try fitting it in there and see what it looks like. It fits pretty decent. Got it halfway tucked in there anyway. Gonna have to pull it back out and cut this lip off from here down, same on both sides. That way this will want to swing in a little bit more. And this is going to be in the way. Some of it's going to be in the way. Angle's going to be way off for this anyway. I think I'm just going to cut that chunk off. This I might shorten up for now and just see if I can get enough room to get it to slide in. Things aren't going to match up perfect here, but if I can just keep whittling away and getting it closer, I can figure out exactly what I need to do. I'm going to pull that back out and start trimming things up. We are pretty close to fitting anyway. Got those trimmed up. And it would want to slide into place if I would just keep cutting some of this out. But I think I'm going to call it for tonight. I need to get some more of these clamps. That way I can lock everything in place. So we will be back another day and keep this rolling. It is a few days later. We hit up Harbor Freight and got a few more clamps. Did a little bit more trimming on this, and it almost looks like we know what we're doing. Everything is fitting pretty decent. Had to go in and do a little trimming here and underneath to get the floorboard to loosen up to get it to form fit in there, but I like it. In here, we're gonna have to get some sheet metal and probably make my own patches there, possibly. I don't want to do too much because we need to figure out what we're doing for a steering column and if this needs cut out anyway and how that's all going to go. So I'm just going to leave that for right now. But we need to make sure that that engine clears this firewall and that there's actually enough room in here before I really lock this thing down. For right now, I think I just want to put a few spot welds on each side just to make sure it's locked into place. And then I won't final weld this thing in until we get that engine in there. So I'm going to grab the welder and throw a few spot welds on this. I'm pretty much not a body guy now. Let's pull these clamps off and see if this actually stays in place. Oh, maybe. Look at that. I think she's gonna hold for now. Before we can push this anywhere, I need to get some steering components out and actually tie these front wheels together. Otherwise, we're gonna fight it the whole time. Remember, this is sitting on a S10 chassis, so I've ordered all S10 steering components, which have been sitting here for a couple years. So I guess we'll get them out of the box and hopefully they're all the right parts. Well, I got lucky. Everything seems to fit and looks like it's gonna work like it's supposed to. So we are officially tied together and should be able to move this if we want to. I think we're gonna end the video off here. Got quite a bit accomplished with this firewall in and these steering linkages all set up. The question is always, what do we work on next? And with such a big project like this, it's almost overwhelming to try to figure out what to do next. I think maybe we should get this box on here and get these supports made, get it in where it needs to be, make sure it's going to fit with the cab and the running boards, and just a matter of making sure everything lines up, along with making sure that this engine fits in here, the firewall. With that being said, thanks for watching Rosie's Garage, and we'll catch you next time.